Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt tired in a way that sleep can fix? Real talk. Not sleepy, not drained. You know what I mean? Like no matter how much rest that you get, sometimes sometimes life still feels heavy. I mean, you're showing up, you're handling responsibilities, you're still being the one that everyone really depends on, but internally, you feel exhausted. And deep down, you know that this isn't just about being tired. It's much deeper than that. And I had seasons like that where I'm not just talking about this, but I've lived this, where I wasn't physically tired. I was just mentally tired. I was emotionally tired. I was basically spiritually tired. And I was still functioning, but I was still working. I'm still providing. Still handling what needed to be handled. But inside, I felt flat. Like like something was just off. Like life had turned into something I was surviving instead of something I was actually living. And I realized something and this is so important for you to catch this. A lot of men are walking around just like this. I mean, they're high functioning, but they're quietly drained. And nobody sees it. And maybe this sounds familiar. You wake up, you're already tired before the day even starts. And it's not because you didn't get any sleep, but because your mind never really shuts off. I mean, you work, you're paying bills, you're handling your responsibilities, you got a family you got to take care of, and take care of and provide for, and the pressure mounts up, and nobody sees it, but you feel it. I mean, you feel all of it. The irritability, the numbness, the quiet resentment, and sometimes you even feel that guilt because you love your family, but you're exhausted from always being strong. And you know what? That's real. And men don't talk about this. What they're doing, they just keep pushing. They just keep it going no matter what. But here's what most men miss. Catch this. You're always tired because you need more. You're not always tired because you need more sleep. Sometimes you're just tired because, your life is out of alignment. And that's the real issue. I mean, you're performing, but you're not living. You're showing up for everyone while you're slowly disappearing inside your own life, piece by piece. And that kind of exhaustion, sleep doesn't fix that. Because it really can't. Because the problem isn't as physical. It's much deeper than that. And that's why in my favorite book, Genesis 1:26-27 matters. And this is the foundation right here. Because before God gave man responsibility, he gave him an identity. He made him in his image. And then came work, and then came the assignment. But most men experience life backwards. And that's the problem. It sees that we spend years carrying responsibility without even learning who we are. And eventually, that disconnect turns into exhaustion. And that happens not once, not twice, but it happens every time. So let me say this to you clearly. I need you to hear me on this. You're not weak. You're not lazy. Bro, you're not even crazy. What it is, you're just drained. And that's what this is. Because living disconnected from your values, your purpose, and your identity will exhaust any man, especially the one that's trying to be strong for everyone else. And that's that man right there. So I need you to ask yourself this. Am I tired or am I out of alignment? Am I exhausted from work or from becoming someone I was never meant to be? And I want you to be honest with yourself, because that question matters, because that question changes everything for real. And a lot of men think they need rest, but sometimes what they really need is realignment. And that's the shift. So I want you to stay locked in, because we're going to go a little bit deeper.